All right, the last time I posted a video on how to sew a handcuff, and some persons were saying, please sir, you would have done it while telling us the measurement. You did not tell us the measurement, you're just doing it. I told you to join my class, but then again, I cannot teach everything on TikTok, you understand? But then again, I want to do another handcuff telling you the measurement of how I did this one, right? So follow this video, you will learn a lot. Now, the long sleeve of this measurement I want to use is 24 and a half. 24 and a half. Now look at the fabric I want to use. 24 and a half, right? Now what you will do is you bring in your fabric. From the start to the end is what I want to show you. Now you bring in your fabric, you fold your fabric into 4. Now you fold your fabric into 4. After folding your fabric into 4, make sure you iron it. Your fabric should be very straight, right? Now remember, for your handcuff, I like deducting 2.5 to get my handcuff. You know, you deduct from your main sleeve, then you will add that measurement you deducted from the sleeve is the measurement you will use for your handcuff, right? Now I like deducting 2.5. Now let's cut our sleeve. Our sleeve is 24.5, like I told you. Now I want to cut our sleeve. There's 10. Shock here. Then you take 5.5. Take 5.5 from that part. And after taking 5.5, you get your straight line. I always told you, get your straight ruler. Get your straight line. After getting your straight line, what I want to do is to get the cuff of your sleeve. Now remember, this our sleeve should be same measurement with our armhole. I cannot give you the full details of this. Now look at it. The roundness of my armhole is 13, which is here. I see 13. Then what we'll do first, cut this out. Then notch that. Now this is what we cut our sleeve. Our sleeve is 24.5, right? I told you we remove how many inch? 2.5 inch. Now you take your 24.5. Look at 24.5 here, right? If we remove 2.5 inch, this is 1 inch, this is 2 inch, this is 2.5 inch. Now we have deducted 2.5 inch from our sleeve. This is 2.5 inch. Now after deducting that 2.5 inch you want to use for your handcuff, you will add another half inch. This half inch is the sewing allowance that you use to join the handcuff to the sleeve, right? Then what you want to do next is to get a straight line. Get a straight line. Now remember, when you're taking your client's measurement, let me check if this mic is working. Okay. When you're taking your client measurement, remember you always take the cuff measurement, the round of the cuff. Remember to always take the round of the cuff of your clients. And the round of the cuff of this one is 9, right? If you divide 9 into 2, it will give you 4.5. Then you add 1.5 inch to it. This 1.5 inch we added is for our dart. Now what do we want to do? We want to connect it from here to here. You take your French cuff, you place it like this, then you connect it. You understand? Then you cut it out. Then what you do next is to notch the middle of this cuff part. You understand? Now in some cases, some persons would want to take the round of here to get it. Some persons want to take the round of here as well to get it. If you want me to give you such details, you have to join my class. So let's continue on this. Now, what do you want to do next? Now, this is your sleeve. This is the middle of the sleeve, right? If you wash, for every long sleeve, there's always a slitting where you put your flap. How you get that slitting is from this middle. Bring the iron close, the camera close. From this middle, now you take the half. You take the half of this middle. The half here is 6.5. Now, if you divide 6.5 into 2, it will give you 3 2/4, right? Let's get it. 6.5 divided into 2, 3 2/4, as you can see. Now you measure here the 3 2/4 and get it. Shock it. Now for that line of your sleeve, you can get it 3.5. For that line of the sleeve, get it 3.5. Then get a straight line for this place. What you want to do next is cut it out. Now this is it. Now how do we get the dart? The dart part is taken from this middle. You're taking it from this big part because you'll be adding your big flap to this big part. You'll be adding your small flap to this small part, right? Now how we'll get the dart is we'll take 1 inch from this middle. From this middle I notched, take 1 inch. Then just you can shock it or you just notch it. You can see, take 1 inch from this middle. Now what do you want to do? I believe this is the back of our cloth and this is the back of our cloth, right? Now what do you want to do next? What we want to do next is to, from this middle now, I remember I told you you'll be taking the that from this big part. You take this middle part, you bring it to this part we notched. You think clear for that, bring this part clear. Bring it to this part we notched. Do it like this. To that part we notched. From this middle part. Please take your time and do your thing, to that part you notched. Then you iron it down. You can see how we got the dart now. I guess you can see it. When we take it to our machine, we'll just press it down. You understand? That's for this one. Make sure you iron it down. Right? Now, this is for the dart. You understand? Let me iron this one for the other hand as well. This is the other hand. You take it from this middle as well. Same thing. To that place where you have notched or you have shocked. You iron it down as well. Please, after watching my video, do a practice, practice it, like practice what you have watched here. You will definitely get it. And don't forget to like, follow, and share. If you want to join my classes, you can send a DM to join my classes. Now you can see how it is right now. This is the dart. Now what do we want to iron next? We want to iron the flap for both hands, which is the big flap and the small flap. we'll be using for this hand. Now let's iron it. Cut first. Now this is the pieces we'll be using to iron. Sorry, the gum mistake we'll be using to iron our flap. You know we have a big and a small flap for that hand, and you can decide to do it either 4 or 5. Let's do this on 5 inch. Now if you observe, this thing is too fat, so let me reduce it, because we are using it for a sleeve, so it should be tiny like this. Let me see, reduce it small. Now what you want to do next is bring in your pieces. Make sure your pieces is well ironed. Where is this thing now? This one is for the two this thing, oh, the two. I dey do video, Bobby. So you bring in your gummy stay. Make sure you iron it very well. Iron it very well. And remember, when you're ironing it, you give in a little space for this edge, because you would have to fold it, right? They bring in this wood relaxer, this iron relaxer, so to say. Iron it, then you fold it again. Then you cut it out. Give allowance when you're cutting it out. Yes. Then what you want to do is fold it. Like this is it now, right? Now this is how we folded it. Remember, this one is coming inside, while this one will be on top. Then please, if you want to join my classes, any of my classes, my pants and top classes, just send a DM. Send a DM, and you'll be happy you did. You get to the point now. And please do not forget to like, comment, share this video, share to your friends for them to learn as well. Also take your time while you're doing your thing. Take your time. Do not be in a hurry. Make sure you give in the best. Make sure you just give in the best, and you'll be happy you did. Now if you wash, this outside one is bigger than the one inside. This is the main flap that we're showing. This one is the one outside. So this one is bigger. So that when we mash this one down, it will automatically mash this other one down, right? Now look at it. Look how it looks like. Remember, this one is for the two sleeve. Then we'll cut it into two. Now this is for our two sleeve, right? Now let's iron the one for the small, flap. Just the way first day. Give me that first first. Now this is one. Lock that door. Now this is one for the small flap. small flap. What you do is fold here like this. You come this other part, you fold it. Please, it should not overlap. The both of them can kiss each other. You can see the way they are kissing right now, but it should not overlap, please. Press it down. Should be equal. You go there equal. You can see the way they are kissing each other, but it should not overlap. Then what you want to do next is open it, bring in your feet. And you fix your feet inside. Like that. What you do next is sprinkle water inside, then you close it as well. Then you do it like this. You make sure the front part is smaller than the back part. Bring the camera close. You can see it. This back part is bigger than the front part, so that when we fix it inside, it will just match the back part automatically, right? Make sure you add enough water to it. Then usually position it like that. Then iron it. Follow it like that. You can see the back part is bigger than the front part. So let's go and sew this one on our cloth. Then we'll come back to iron the main handcuff. All right, now let's fix the small flap. That's the small flap I'm holding right now. We'll fix it to that part. Then we'll fix the big flap to the other bigger part. Now what do we want to do now? We'll first of all fix the small flap. I wanted to fix it this way, but that was the back of the cloth. I had to turn it to the front. You can see that's the back of the cloth, so I had to turn it to the front. So this is the right way to fix it, as you can see. Now let's fix the small flap to the sleeve, that small place. Now you can see, just fix it inside like this, place it inside like that. Remember, the front is smaller than the back, so when you match the front, it will just automatically match the back, right? Now that's what I'm doing, matching it from the front part. And when I'm done matching it from the front part, you will see how it will automatically match the back part, right? Now when you're done matching it, you first of all cut out the extra. You can see I'm done fixing that tiny flap. Now you can see it from the back part. You can see it's matched the back part automatically because the back part is bigger than the front, right? Now what do we want to do next is to fix the big flap. Now before we fix the big flap, we first of all measure where the end of that slitting at the sleeve is. So you have to trim that part. You can see I'm pointing that place where the end of that slitting at the sleeve is. Now you have to position the big flap to the edge there. Then you bring in your scissors where that slitting is ending. Now for the sleeve, you have to cut out that place for this big flap. You can see the way I'm cutting it out. You see the way I measured it. It should be the same. The length of this big flap should be the same with the length of that slitting, that slitting on the sleeve. Then you have to cut out the extra that's from the back, because we'll just be placing it inside. Then when we place it inside, we'll just mash it. Remember, the back of this big flap is also bigger than the front as well. You can see that's what I'm pointing at now. You can see how it is now. The back is bigger than the front. You can see where I'm pointing now. That back is bigger than the front. So when we mash the front down, it will just automatically mash. No need for you to be going to the back of the cloth to want to do one thing or the other. You understand? So what you want to do next is just place it on top. Place it on top. And that's what I'm doing now. You place it on top, you sew through the top. You can see me sewing through the top right now. Just position it well. Make sure you position it well. Make sure your ends are not shaking. You can see where I cut out from that big flap. So you place it on top. Just position it well. Then sew it tiny. This thing I'm sewing from this top now automatically is matching the down part now, because the down part is bigger than the up, right? So you have to fold that part inside. Fold it inside. Now you can see how I folded it. Now after folding it, make sure you fold it inside and adjust every other place so that any rough edge will not come out. Then sew it tiny. Take your time, don't be in a hurry. Sew it tiny. Then you bring it like this, the way I'm doing it right now. Position it well again. Then after that, you sew it again. Just make sure you're doing your thing. Take your time to do your thing. Don't be in a hurry. You get the point? I have to take my time and place it well. Now, when you sew it up to for this part, now when you sew it up to that extent of where that slitting, that line we cut now on the sleeve, you can see the place I'm pointing now. That's where the slitting ends, right? Then you just mash it down there. No need to extend that place because there'll be an opening in that place, right? Now just mash it down there. Make sure you always cut out your thread. You get the point. Cut out your thread and remove any extra from it. Now you can see how it looks like from the front part. This is how the flap of the sleeve looks like from the front part. You can see how it looks like. Now that's from the back. I will still turn it to the back so you see it. How it looks like. And that's me turning it right now. You can see how it looks like from the back part. Very neat. Mash it down. You don't need to stress yourself. So that's it from the front and the back. What I want to do next is to match my sleeve. The darts, yes. You have to match the darts down. You know the dart was the first thing we ironed on the sleeve. So you just have to match it down. Now, after matching the dart down, what do I want to do next? First of all, remove your thread. Always remember to remove your thread. Now, after matching the dart down, now I want to hold our sleeve. This is the process of me holding the sleeve. Remember, I told you the sleeve measurement is 9. Sorry, the cuff measurement is 9. And if you divide 9 into 2, it will give you 4.5, right? Now, we will add 1/2 inch to this sewing because of the button allowance. Now, we're supposed to do it 4.5. But because of button allowance, we have to do it 5. Because when you want to hold, even if you are using a cufflinks or a button, you still need that button space to place your button or place your cufflinks, right? Although for this sleeve we are using a cufflink, so we have to do it 5 instead of 4.5. Then just sew it like that. Sew it like that. Sew it to an extent, then you would have to stop because you're not sewing the full sleeve for now.
Then after which you come straight to your weaving machine and weave it to that part where you sew it to. Now when you're done weaving it to that part, always remember to cut out your extra. Now you can see how our sleeve is looking like, and that's the dart. Now what you want to do next before you proceed is you iron through the places that you have sewn, right? Now you can see me sprinkling water and ironing through the places I've sewn, so everywhere will just be straight and relaxed for me, right? Make sure you sprinkle water. If you have steam iron, you can use your steam iron, but if you don't have steam iron, make sure you get this water and sprinkle to your work, because the water will make the fabric relax for you. You get to the point now, and that's what I'm doing, right? That's the darts. Now you can see how our sleeve looks like. That's the sleeve. Make sure you give it a good pressing, and you can see how the sleeve look like. That's me trying to show you guys the sleeve. Make sure you iron it very well. You can see how it looks like. Now let's go and cut the hand cuff. You understand? Before cutting the hand cuff,